Amongst other things, the Lafayette, Louisiana area has always been criticized for the lack of unity between their local rappers. But what if I told y'all that there was a small window between 2015 to about 2018 when the rappers of the Lafayette and surrounding areas seem to have been coming together and inadvertently creating a local industry that could have blew up? Let's get into this. We start with Ice Cold. Ice Cold is an unapologetic storytelling female artist that had the perfect blend between singing and rapping to her sound. During this time, Ice Cold would have songs like Tony the Tiger, Today Just Ain't My Day, and a dark and personal song entitled Mad Little Girl. Frustrated with the politics in the local rap scene and the lack of support from promoters, Ice Cold would take matters into her own hands, getting in touch with club owners and booking her own performances. The DJs and the crowd loved her, especially in places like Miami Moon and Paul's Playhouse. And Ice Cold had the perfect song for her newfound fans, a swing-out ballad called I Feel Like Dancing. Eventually, the hype would start to get a little shaky, as club owners and DJs claimed Ice Cold wasn't showing up for her performances. Allegedly, do not quote me on that info. But the next group would take the same energy as Ice Cold and dial it up to 11. They would add their own twists that would eventually launch a movement in the Lafayette area. This group was known as All For One. All For One was led by Mark D and had artists like K-Beezy, T-Nasty, J-Tunes, Slugger, Lil Zo, MC Body Bags, and a few other artists that I just can't think of right now. Mark D, the team leader, would book performances in multiple clubs and venues in Lafayette, New Iberia, Opelousas, Crowley, and Church Point. But their main location was Club Prime, located in downtown Lafayette. Even though the club owner would give them only Thursdays instead of weekends, the group would make it work and they would add other local artists to the showcases. There was no friendly pick and choose. If you had music ready to go, then they'll put you on stage. Some of the performing artists included Money on the Scene, Easy Anna, Party Boy, Sam G, Push Smoke, Dabo the Grinder, Big Money, and even previously mentioned Ice Cold. This would be an exchanging audience and it would slowly start to make Thursday nights look like a Saturday night downtown. This would also create some hype for three of All For One's hit singles: their group anthem, We All For One, Mark D's solo joint, I Will, and their club banger hit, Bing Bing Bam.
Flexing the flats.
Man, see, flexing the flats.
Flexing in the flats. Man, flexing the flats, you know what I'm saying?
Flexing the flats, man.
Man, flexing the flats.
Flex in the flats.
Keezy Kilo is a rebellious artist that paints the picture with multi-syllable lyrics and commercialized hooks over hard beats. At the time, Keezy Kilo was promoting two of his records, Boy Shorts and Crazy Socks for the ladies, and a club banger entitled That's How We Wild Out. Keezy Kilo was already linked to a club owner by the name of Brad Broussard, but it wouldn't be until June of 2015 when things would spark. All For One is at Club Prime, having a birthday bash for the group member J-Tunes. Keezy Kilo was on the showcase to perform, but before the performance, Mark D would share booking info with a few fellow local artists, including Keezy Kilo. Brad Broussard, club owner of Cassie's Cabana, would give Keezy Kilo the green light to use the venue. Even though Cassie's Cabana was a club directed towards the grown folks, and it was located in a residential area away from all the strips, just like All For One, Keezy Kilo would make it work. Titling his event Flexing the Flats, with featured performances from artists like Party Boy, Sam G, Skull Money, Ice Cold, All For One, and of course, Keezy Kilo himself. Although Ice Cold didn't show up, the veteran artist Kuyon would step up in her place with a great performance. The Flexing the Flats event would only take place twice a year, and it was promoted more like a festivity, with artists like Dabo the Grinder, Big Money, Stacy Lynn, Organized Crime Gang, Easy Anna, Big Minutes, JT Freeze, and Yoke all performing at the event. Rock the Mic. Around this same time period, in a community called Truman, there was another event entitled Rock the Mic, founded by street-savvy female artist named Kesh Berry. The event would take place at a nightclub called El Cido's, owned by respected OG and Zydeco legend El Cido Williams. The biggest difference with Rock the Mic is that it was a competition event, so you had better bring the heat. The event would usually have 3 judges to grade you on your song, performance, stage presence, and image. And even though Kesh Berry is aggressively about her money, whoever is crowned the winner of the event is entitled to a cash prize that comes directly from her. Many local artists have come through the doors of Rock the Mic, competing in this contest, such as Lil Zo, Big Minutes, Coke Bottle Sean, MC, Sam G, Big Money, Easyana, J-Tunes, and many more. With Rock the Mic, Flexing the Flats, and All for One getting it popping every Thursday, you would think it would stop there. Hell no. Other platforms that present local artists to the public would also be available. There was ChapsTV. It started as what seemed to be just an Instagram account that shared a few flyers. But eventually, it would start to grow and promote local rap artists that had something coming out. Whether it be a show, a mixtape, an album, a video shoot, or a milestone like a video going viral. ChapsTV would dabble a little bit into the interview section. Although I don't really know who ran the platform, I can't deny its potential. Another platform at the same time would be the Rapping and Sipping Show, founded by recording artist HellBoy and P.James. The Rapping and Sipping Show would be a show where HellBoy himself would interview local artists and entrepreneurs, giving deep dives into how the artist started, their creative process, as well as exclusive info that's never been shared anywhere else. HellBoy would also take the cameras out to the streets and show local performances, the nightlife, and the hoods, adding a unique flavor to the show. Some of the artists interviewed on the show included T-Pop D.I.10 Juggler, Slim Chance, Young Nah, Acre Boys, Big Boomin' Two Throwed, UG Havoc, Young Troll, Push Smoke, J-Tunes, Easyana, and Sko Money. The Rapping and Sipping Show would even capture the return performance of Lafayette legendary trio, The Entourage, in the Cajun Dome. Major shout out to HellBoy. The show was epic. And HellBoy, if you see this video, man, I gotta give you your flowers for that show, bro. Real talk. Real Talk TV. Real Talk TV was a show on Lafayette's public access channel AOC. The show was hosted by P.James Murray and the late Dolly Pierre, and it also interviewed local artists. Even though streaming services had already started to take over from cable television, episodes would be uploaded onto YouTube for rewatching. The show had featured guest artists like Chokey, Sidewalk the Villain, Band of Brothers, AJ the Don, B-Rob, and even HellBoy. With all of these different platforms available, it incentivized local artists to make and release more music. They could perform weekly at showcases with All for One. They could perform annually at Keezy Kilo's event, Flexing the Flats. They could compete for money at Kesh Berry's Rock the Mic. They can get free promotion through ChapsTV, and they can tell their stories in interviews with HellBoy Marky's Rapping and Sipping Show or P.James Murray's Real Talk TV. Of course, there was a few more platforms in the area, like on Rhymery events at Biz Banos. Cypher Saturdays, you most definitely had to bring the bars. Blazer Gang would also have their own festivity out in Jeanneret, Louisiana. Sidewalk the Villain and Say Yo Feek would each have their birthday bash on the exact same Thursday night at different locations in downtown Lafayette. You would think this would split the crowd, but nope. Fans, as well as artists themselves, would go back and forth between the two, getting the most enjoyment out of both events. There would also be lingerie parties that would pop up every now and then on North Pierce Street, but it was never clear on which female artist was putting these events together. Anyways, the crowds during performances started to grow bigger. Artists started to gain legit followers and fan interest. Honestly, even the artists themselves started to become more familiar with each other's music. They started networking and collaborating more, and even forming personal bonds in the process. Big Money and Mark D would form a brotherhood, leading to Big Money joining All for One. Party Boy and Keezy Kilo would also partner up, leading to a resurgence in the Stunville brand. Another epic partnering would be Easyana and Big Minutes, resulting in 2 mixtapes and even an event called Trill Ass House Party. So, y'all need proof? Okay. This is Big Money and Sam G performing No Whammies at Club Legacy. Now here's All For One making a cameo in Sam G's jamming video.
Bitch, I'm jamming, bitch, I'm jamming, 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 jamming. Haters get lost, push them on my shoulders, motherfucker, cause I'm Joe.
Here's Teasy Money making a cameo in All For One's Bing Bing Bam video.
We don't fight, lights out, and don't make me put my hands on you. I call them out.
Here's Party Boy's cameo in Big Menace and Easy N's Drummer Boy video. Right here is a picture of Party Boy, Sam G, Keezy Kilo, and Stacey Lynn on stage together at Macon Hall. Okay, I know y'all get the picture, but y'all see how these artists were linked to each other and genuinely showed love? But it wasn't just the artists. Producers like Leezy, Trub, Dez, Big Beaster, Young Nah, and Lil Zoe were also getting their just dues, providing some of the hottest beats behind these artists' vocals. This would also be the time where we would see an uprise in the music video library in Lafayette and the surrounding areas. Now this magic wouldn't be possible without great video producers like Rhymery, Picture Perfect Films, United Greatness, Jungle Films, Trub Vision, SS Films, and more. Some people may remember these moments and say good times. Some may pretend they don't remember the moments at all due to the fact that it was underdogs running this wave. While some might wonder where it all went left. The cracks originally started to show in mid-2017. Artists started to make claims that some of the platforms ignored their hustles, their contribution, and their skill set in favor of more popular artists, especially artists that the platforms had personal bonds with. This caused the artists to question the integrity of some of these platforms. A lot of he say, she say rumors would also take place. This would cause artists to no longer trust each other, no longer want to work with each other, and even taking shots at each other. There would also be random lists that would circulate around the Lafayette and surrounding areas. Someone would always come out with a top 20, top 50, or even a top 100 list, and they would put all of their own favorite artists. Even though the list wouldn't be based on anything, none of the artists want to feel like their contributions are going ignored. This would upset a lot of artists and cause a lot of tension within the area. So the area rode into 2018 with a little bit of damages. All For One had already parted ways. Mark D got arrested. Keezy Kilo did his last flex in the flats in 2018 before the venue became a wedding hall. ChapsTV stopped posting and sharing content. HellBoy moved to Houston, ending the Rapping and Sipping show. Even the Trill Ass house party will come to an end after a scuffle broke out during one of the events. The hype had pretty much started to die down, and before anyone could put plans in motion to bring it back, the 2020 pandemic had hit. And as you know, the whole world was shut down. All I can say is this was a great time to be in the Lafayette and surrounding areas as an artist or as a fan of local artists. And what made it even greater is that these were the underdogs that inadvertently created this wave. They wasn't waiting for some wannabe promoter to come and save them. They wasn't waiting on some pretend music guru to come and sell them a dream. They did their own music, created multiple platforms, and gained organic followers and fans. And if this wave would have continued on, I'm pretty sure that the buzz would have grown and started to get attention even outside of the area, bringing more awareness to the music scene in the 337. But either way, a time was had, and I appreciate y'all checking me out on Recap 100. Y'all be blessed. Peace.